Okay, so this is a video for Karen and Sean. You're going to be up at the art gallery property next week and taking, oh, I should look over there, I guess. You'll be up at the art gallery property next week and taking a water sample. And so I'm doing the first one today, and I just want to show you what's up. Joe had mentioned that there was a pop-off. I guess they have an additional filter or something. Sometimes people out in the country put a little carbon filter or something on the end of the tap. And he said that this one would come right off. I don't have a wrench with me and it's not coming off. But I do think I can do it with the bathroom tap. You could use either one next week. Alright, so the important thing is that the area needs to be fairly clean, and you don't want to contaminate what's inside the bottle. In other words, what you're trying to measure is the water from deep in the well, and get a pure sample of that and see if the water itself has any problems, not everything else around it. And so if we had, if this area was messed up with somebody that had soiled hands or something, and you took a sample, it's quite likely that you would end up with some bacteria in it. You probably have seen in the stores the kind of bacteria that people take for healthy guts. And I think there are 6 billion bacteria in one small tablet-sized capsule. So it's not uncommon for them to be on absolutely everything, including us. Anyway, on this one, I'm just going to take off the aerator, and you can see what it looks like there. And on this side, that red that I'm seeing in the picture is just the camera itself, okay? So anyway, this could possibly, it needs to be cleaned once in a while. I would drop it into some alcohol or something like that, but it could possibly carry bacteria, so we're going to leave that off. And then I'll just see if I can, what I'm going to do next is to take a barbecue lighter, and I'll get that and show you what to do. Okay, so I just got a new one here. I will leave this in the house for you, so you can use it next week if you want. Just to explain, real estate agents and people who do water tests often do this in one of two ways. You want to get rid of all the bacteria around the mouth of the tap, and so you could use alcohol, or even the kind of hand sanitizer, which is mostly alcohol. You could use that, or the other way is to burn it out. And so I'm just going to start a flame here. It's quite a large flame. And with that thing out, there shouldn't be any rubber pieces. The rubber gasket should be gone. And I'm flaming around. You'll notice I'm doing the outside around a little bit, but I am mainly trying to flame inside the tap, okay? And there we go. It looks kind of nasty, and we'll clean it up later on, but that's going to guarantee that there are no bacteria around the tap. Now the next thing we do is that we're going to be doing the cold water, and we'll let the tap run. It gets kind of splashy because the aerator is gone, but we'll let that tap run for 2 solid minutes. I actually like it to run at a full volume, and it's not doing that right now, simply because this is kind of splashing around a little bit. So I'll run this longer than the 2 minutes for sure. Again, you're trying to clear out anything that might be around. This is all according to the guidelines for the health department anyway. You have to run it for the 2 minutes. And I'll just give you an idea of what's going to come next. I'm not sure how I'm going to photograph that actually. I guess I still could. So what you want to do is you're not going to turn the tap off and then start it again to fill the bottle. You're going to catch the water in mid-flow, midstream. There it goes. It's going a little better now. And so you have to be ready with the cap off the bottle. Usually, if you're doing it without a camera, you'd have the cap in one hand and the bottle in the other hand, so you're not setting the cap down on a surface where it might get contaminated as well. So you put the cap in one hand, the bottle in the other hand, catch the flow, fill it up to a line on the bottle, which I'll show you, and then put the cap back on. There is some powder or something inside the bottle. Do not take that out. That's required for preserving the sample. Water is running. We can get this sample bottle ready. So I'll try to do it with one hand. If not, oops. I'll just have to show you each piece when we're done. Okay, it's going to come with elastic to hold everything together. You're going to keep that The water bottle itself, you'll notice it has several barcodes on it. You're going to be using a couple, well, one of those anyway. There's a list of places where you can drop it off. The one I would suggest is going to be 179 North Park Street. They'll accept it on Monday from 8:30 on, depending on when you need to leave on Monday morning. That would be the best choice, okay? And they won't accept them on Thursdays, or accept on Thursday, but not on Friday, because they've got to get the process underway. Just 1 second, I'll show you everything that's in here. First thing to know about is this little blue sheet. And you'll notice that I'm marking the date on there because we are going to do 3 different samples, so it'd be good to have the date on each one. It asks you to remove one of the barcodes from the bottle and attach it there. I'll do that in a second. And then you're going to be able to call this number 2 or 3 business days after it's dropped off. And the voice recording there will ask you to enter the code. And when you enter it, it'll give you the water results. This is before you get the paper copy back. So I have attached the code. It's pressed down there. This is the code you're going to use to get the results. And next we'll look through the paperwork here. The first page just tells you that this is only for single household use. If you were going to start to use the same water as you will in the future for a small public water drinking system as you would in the restaurant, then there are different regulations that apply and you're not able to use this free testing service. So there are all kinds of pages here of information which you will take with you. You do not need to go back with the sample. And then on the third page, you'll need to find out well, actually I could fill in the label for you. But I'll show you that the Hastings and Prince Edward, there we go, Hastings and Prince Edward County Health Unit there has a number 2238, which is what I put on your label before. So while the water is running, I'm going to fill out this label. You've said to send it to my address. And that's going to be wrapped around the bottle. And then the bottom here is for them to tell you what the results were. And this is actually the paper that they're going to be sending back to you, okay? To tell you if there were any problems with the water. So I'll fill that out and we'll get back to the tap in a moment. Okay, so the form is all filled out. And this is just the French version for the time, so we just use this one here. And the next part is that the plastic bag that wraps around the water sample has a detachable tag on it, and you put your name on that, and then, whoops, I'm just going to take it off and put it on the bottle. So I guess this is when a third hand or a photographer would come in handy. So I've taken that off there and put it on the bottle, and I will leave this out for you so you know, or again I can fill that in, but I'll leave everything in one sample bottle all prepared for you, and I'll leave an extra one just in case there's, so I'll fill this one up for you and I'll leave an extra one just in case there's some kind of mistake made in the processing. That'll be behind the phone. You don't need the one behind the phone. I'll leave the one in front of the phone as the one that you're going to use. Okay? Oops. That's a lot faster. I haven't taken the cap off it yet, so we're okay. So the next thing is going to be that I will take the cap off this, leave it in some place where it can't get any contamination. Then I'll take the sample. The sample is going to go up to the up this fill line on the bottle. It's marked as a little ridge. And then I'll bring it back and carefully put the cap back on it. Okay, so not touching the cap or anything else. We're going to catch this mid-flow. And I have to keep that on the bottle here. So we're just about at the line right now. That's a good sample. And I will put the cap back on, and then it'll be good to go. Just doing things in reverse to tidy up a bit. We've got our water sample. This particular tap seems to splash around a fair bit. Fortunately, I had left a towel out, so I've mopped up as well as I can. You might want to use the other one if Joe's around and has a wrench to open it up. The set comes off just fine. There we go. And we'll just dispose of that in the toilet. There. So there's no residue from the flaming. And now this has to go back on, and it screws in just like this. This is just the aerator. Okay, all set. Not sure how much of the last little bit I can show you working with one hand here. These two pages need to come off. So we have a duplicate there, the main and second copy of the information plus the test results. Okay, and they are going to be, that's what your plastic bag is for. We're going to fold them up, put them back in this plastic bag, and then put the plastic bag with the elastic all the way around the sample. Make sure that the sample has my name on it, I guess. And this part you retain. You do not take that to the, you do not give that to the health department. This is for you to call later on. So I'll put that in my pocket. And that's about it. Okay? So this one will be delivered to, we're about a quarter to 1 right now. This will be delivered to the health department within about 35 or 40 minutes. Nice fresh sample, and you'll be doing something very similar next Monday. Sorry, just one addition. I have filled out the this second test bottle. I've filled out the label here. I can put that on the bottle for you. This is all ready, and it's got the date April 13th for you on it. This is all filled in except for you leave that box unchecked, and what you're going to have here is the date collected. I'll leave that for you to fill in, April 13th, 2015, and the time collected and the PM. And then here I'll fill in my phone number there. So all the forms are ready. Basically, you just need to fill in the time and the date that the water sample is taken, and tear off these 3 pages to keep for yourself. Wrap these around the bottle, and then deliver it to the health department on North Park Street. And when you bring your water sample to Belleville, you go down to the first lights at the Quinte Mall. You turn east, and then you take the next turn south. So you're going to turn left, and then you're going to turn right. And on the east side, you'll find this building, which is all closed up right now. That used to be the health department. They've got a brand new one in behind it. And you can just take the driveway, come into this large parking lot behind the church, and bring your water sample in. That was easy. You just go to the first counter on the inside of the door, and the lady stands up, and you enter the bottle, and it's gone for testing. So I'll get back to you with the results on that one as soon as they come in. And if you get a chance to take a look at this video, you'll be well prepared for what you need to do next Monday. Bye for now.